Now you will see that I have built my foundation out of the same rock, Tirivanagala. That's underneath. There's a slab that comes out 4 feet, and that will be the walkway that enters both bedrooms. And that's the formwork. I mean, basically, I don't know the language for construction. I might have to find it out, but basically, that's the wooden formwork for my walkway that goes around the house. But you can see it looks quite attractive. Now, how does one measure a wall when you're measuring and paying? You have to take each section, because we're doing a measure and pay here. So each section means the foot. If you've got, let's say on the right hand end, we have got 5 foot. You take 5 foot to an area of about, let's say, 2 feet. And then you go 4 foot to an area of 3 feet or 4 feet. And then you go 6 feet or 8 feet. Got it? Same distance, basically. You don't worry about the inches here. Then you go 1.5 feet by an area, by a distance of the length. That's how you get it, you see. And generally what you do is you pay for columns on a linear foot, and you pay for walls on a square foot area. Now you'll be surprised, you see, but basically in Sri Lanka we are paying 150 rupees for a square foot of wall and 100 rupees for a linear foot of concrete pillars. Right? It looks pretty attractive. Now what happens is when they take all that wooden formwork off, they use all the planks for the next stage of the construction. Now this is all that has been broken off from that wall. You can see now all that is going to go into my property. It's going to be my building, so I'm going to put the wall, the white wall. I told them to try and take only the white rocks and put the white rocks like this one on the walls, peripheral walls. What do you think of a view like this? Now Kandy can be also quite hot when there's no breeze blowing. But today we had a good breeze, at least for the purposes of my photography, which I think is very good. Now I'm going to just have lunch with Young Chandidam for lunch. And he makes a super lunch, and if you're going to be occupying one of the rooms here, you're going to have a brilliant cooked meal, guaranteed. But if you're a Ceylonese person, I guess you probably want to buy your own provisions and give him that. And it is the custom normally to not worry about whether you're getting your entire piece of beef in your lunch, because maybe the little children here who are his family will be given a portion too, but who cares? Got it? You don't worry about food ever. You never deprive a man of his food, no matter what. And you pray that they will always be fed. Right, that's enough for now. You can see what we're undertaking. We're doing a good job here. Now it's April. We started this project in April and now it's May. And we're intending to have 2 bedrooms, the bathrooms done by the 23rd of June. Wish me luck. Andrea for Taba. That's where all my music is. www.reverbnation.com. If these don't have any music, you'll have to excuse, because I'm creating music for other things too. And then somebody told me yesterday that my little Anra, the Puru trip, didn't like the constant beat of the drum, but then you feel the constant beat of the drums, you know what I mean? Sri Lanka is drums, not drumsticks. That's another fruit or another vegetable here. Local name, God alone knows what. Not too good at things like that, but who cares? Today there's no water in the river or in the stream, but there's water pouring out at the ground. Right, now this is right. I will show. This is my new photographer, my name? Lawrence. Lawrence is the man who is working with Raja and he's his assistant. Now look at what we have achieved. This is the fabulous view of what I have here. And I told you, never get such a view. The breeze is blowing across my face. And this is my property. And ultimately, now what you're looking at here is the passage. The passage to to the back section. Now the pillars have got to come up. The guys are supposed to bring in the compressors today. Now we have got one bedroom here, as you can see, another bedroom here, as you can see, and that's going to be the bathroom there in the corner. And the bathroom there is just telling me what I'm going to do. Now this is the cement that's going into. I told you. Monada make it. Hadla tiyanne 2 parts. Concrete එක කොහමද හදන්නේ? 2 parts. 2 parts sand, 1 part cement. වැඩි දෙකයි, සිමෙන්ති එකයි, කළු ගල් හතරයි. Oh, that's a correction to the previous audit. ගල් හතරක් යනවා. ඒක තමයි හදන්නේ concrete එක. හරි. And this guy, Mr. Raja, has been working miracles, as you see. Now, you can also see my bathroom that is going to come up here. I can't be walking across the concrete. Anyway, we're going to have all 3 floors here. You must be fascinated with this stuff, because actually it's quite interesting when you think about it, how does the construction come up, you know? Now, as you can see, that's the bathroom foundation which I've used with the quartz rock. They've tested it with cement. The problem is that you must get the soil. The quartz is in 3 colors, I think orange and red, black and red, red and white, and pure white, and yeah, this is unfortunately the perishable, the breakable kind, but right, what we're going to do is here. So that's a 6 foot by 8 foot bathroom. If you're interested in having a bedroom with an attached bath, this is it. Bedroom with a bath, that's going to be the passage. And they've broken the rock as far as can go. On this side, the rock is 2 feet tall. On that side, the yellow rock is 1 foot tall. This is 3 foot tall. And that's the rock. So I've told them now, do not disturb the soil, because we've got the red ones up there too, red and white one. I said, do not disturb it. We're going to build the entire back sitting room section on pillars. They don't know. Now I take a picture of us with the wind blowing across our face. Just continue. No pressing it. Okay. Now, what does the master intend to do? He intends to put the pillars at the back. Prisons. They're going to have one that goes that way and one that goes that way. So even if it's 6 feet long, and this way, so it goes like that, and this wall is going to be Lawrence. And what's that guy's name? What's his name? Huh? Huh? Raja. He's another Raja. You got Raja 1 and Raja 2 senior. Now, you can see them putting concrete in the bases here. Got it? Now these are called 16 millimeter. Make a mono 16 millimeter. Dola. 12 millimeter concrete cable, and that is called a tie-beam. Right, that is called a tie-beam. Now this is how they make the concrete. I don't know if you will ever see this in a construction in your lifetime, but you see all these people are busy hiding their construction activities always behind closed doors and plastic drapes and what have you. And here I'm giving you all a good example of how things are done by intelligent people in Sri Lanka. So now what they do is they feed it, and because the fact that they have to stick it in so that it's sort of like well embedded. Got it? Now I just gave them a bit of advice. I told them that some of it there's a dust on it. So So the dust will have to be washed off from the Kirivana, from the quartz rock. The dust has to be washed off because the mud has got a orange. Some of it is natural and some of it is just pure sand and earth. And cement doesn't adhere to sand. So we have to wash it off. Had the basin there. Tell much of මේක YouTube එකේ තියෙනවා. It's on YouTube. මම දැන් දාලා තියෙන්නේ ඔක්කොම අපි පටන් ගන්න YouTube එකේ දානවා. මිනිස්සුන්ට දකින්න කොහොමද මේක ගේ හදන්නේ? Because මේ ජීවිතේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා මේක කරලා නැහැ. ජීවිතය ලෝකේ පුරාම මේක කරලා නැහැ. I was just telling Raja that a house like this has not been invented for the whole of this century, and it is going to be done by Mr. Papule based on the foot dressings of Saint Joseph, who is the mysterious staircase creator, I think. They attributed to him, the first carpenter, the first person who traveled for safety. And I'm going to ask his help. I'm going to ask God's help because God is the one who only gave me this property. I bought it. I mean, that was, I might have told you the history. I was trying to buy a property in Kandy. Now that's the house I told you. It is so closed off that when the people come into it, it's like a hot house. And that comes a smoke. So that hot house, you have to open the windows and let in the fresh air at least for about half an hour. And it's such a waste when you see so much of beauty around here. I've just told the bathroom there. I've told him at 12 foot high, these columns go up to 12 feet. At 12 feet high, I'm going to have lintels, which means the rooms are ventilated at the cross. And we have cross currents of air, and the rooms will always be cold. It doesn't matter when the mist comes in over the mountain into your bedroom because you're breathing fresh air and you've got a nice scene to look at too. I mean, why do people build concrete jungles? Do you know? Would you know why? So this is Andrea from Java and your second episode on seeing the creation of a bathroom, 2 bedrooms, and the grace of God. Now, we were just discussing the bathroom, the slope of the bathroom. They wanted to see. Now, we're going to have, because in a country like this, they don't have any, because it's hill country and they don't have any drainage system here, right? The drainage system means no stuff that sort of carries your garbage and cooking away, including your toothpaste. We don't have any system here that takes it away into the sea. So what we're going to do is we've got to create soakage pits. Now, I was looking at soakage pits because this Kirivana rock that you've got here in piles is supposedly right through this property. So now we were looking at cracked rock soakage pits because all that water and the bath water and the dirt and the food and the garbage and the not stuff like that, the drain stuff and the kitchen sink stuff, and you have your kitchen sink water pouring into your backyard because that is the most healthy fertilizer for your plants and trees. gardens have their uses, the best thing to do is to keep them happy. Sometimes to keep them happy means to give them their freedom. Why latch on to somebody who doesn't want you? And why latch on to those people who want somebody else? Got it? This is a beautiful countryside. And those are the two white monstrosities that we see above there. Well, that's their own choice of decor. Each is beautiful, each is functional, and it has been built on a slope. The problem is that the difference between their properties and mine is basically that they've got the mountains behind them. In my case, I've got a reserve behind mine, and the reserve is in a shallow, in a dip, which means that I don't get the poor mountains into my property. Now both those houses are allegedly having seepage problems because the water, which is obviously underneath the rock here, as you can see now from my property, the rock is maybe, it extends upwards. This is also a kind of land, you can see the way the rock forms. But basically you notice that there's only about, hello doggy, the rock is about, let's say 2 inches or no, about a foot to 3 feet underneath the soil. And that is Vasanta, Chandiram's wife. So now, most of this is rocky area, but they've got their plains over there and it's all green and beautiful. Naturally, burdened with grass. Most of it is shrub. Now, we have to keep that also from encroaching onto your land. Now, the man who has got my property here is not going to be able to see much of the view from his point, which is below my property, because his is in a dip. Mine is in a dip too. But I've got the blessings of a reserve behind me. And my house is not going to interfere with his house, but his house could interfere. It's almost impossible to think that he can try to clear the mountain top. That means you've got to build a house about 60 feet tall. So the best view, vantage point was those shuts up there.